Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Robert Devane, the Success Sensei, helping you to win a life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 360. Decide first or be led astray.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
Decide first or be led astray. There's a little bit of background noise. Apologies. It's being recorded, this episode, on the fly, as seems to be a habit of late. Kids are doing their sports at the moment, so I have a little bit of time at the car park to record the episode. The month of September has been absolutely crazy. One of the busiest months I've ever had. I did dedicate myself to a project which is near completion now, and sometimes you just have to focus and do what you got to do. Take on the tasks at hand. I am pretty good at focusing on one thing at a time and seeing it through to the exclusion of all else, including my dedication to this podcast. I think I did do 2 episodes this month, but I'm probably behind. Although we're now in October. Sorry, not this month. I think I did 2 episodes last month, so I'm behind 2 episodes. But however, here we are. Decide first and don't be led astray. Otherwise, you will be led astray. You need to decide basically every single decision, every single thing that you're going to require information. Every time you go to an expert, a skilled person, you already need to have established your favored outcome. This is where so many people go wrong. I'm not a big Grant Cardone fan, but maybe you've heard the, sell or be sold to. And unfortunately, when it comes to decision making, you do have to make a decision in your mind, have a favored outcome in your mind as to how you would like it to work out before you lay your cards at somebody else's feet. Now, I don't care if that person is medical. I don't care if it's financial. I don't care if it's educational. I don't care what kind of expertise the person has. If you genuinely haven't got a clue about your favourite outcome, then you run the risk of the person that you're going to, the person that you're requesting advice or information from, you run the risk of them completely steering you in whatever direction they see fit. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's a bad person and they'll be leading you astray. There's plenty of really nice, really well-meaning people that will lead you astray in the wrong direction, on the wrong path. So it's very, very important that you have an understanding of whatever situation you need help with. It's very important that you understand the repercussions, the permutations, the options, the various paths that could take place, and ultimately, what is it that you want? You don't need somebody else telling you what it is that you want. You want to fully know yourself. Will you piss off the advisor? Will you annoy them because, you're steering it towards your own agenda and your own path? Well, if you do, so be it. It's very important that you know your path, you know the options, and you have a favoured destination. That's very important. I see so many people giving all their power and all their control to anybody in any field of activity. Yeah, they are the expert. So you have to think of yourself like a monarch, right? When you're a king or you're a queen, you're not expected to know everything. that you're not expected to know more than your advisors know in every single subject, but your advisors are there to advise you. Ultimately, it's up to the monarch to listen and then make the decision. But we as regular people who aren't monarchs and aren't kings and queens, what we do is we give our advisors in all of those different areas, and whatever different area, whatever subject it's relating to you, whatever the advice, whatever field relates to you, we give them the control to make the decision. And then they give us their suggested action, and then we don't want to upset them, or we want to basically follow through on what they say without giving it a thought, because again, we're not a monarch, we're not a king, or we're not a queen, and we think we don't have that autonomy over ourselves, or that we might annoy them, or that they know better than us because they're more educated in their chosen field. Think of yourself. You are the king or queen of your life. You are the monarch of your destiny. You know, why should it be different for you? You know, why don't live your life with a peasant's mentality. Absolutely live your life and have the destination, have the outcome of it. Maybe you'll change your mind based on the information that's given to you, but that's your prerogative. That is absolutely your entitlement. It's up to you. So you can go into, you know, an advisor or a specialist or a consultant or a mentor or an educator, etc., etc. You can go into a meeting, or you can go into you know, an informational meeting with them, say, right? And you can absolutely hear them out, but don't go in as an empty vessel. Go in knowing. Now, I don't care if it's someone coming out to your house to repair something. Have a rough idea of what you reckon it's going to be. Have a rough idea of what it should cost, or the general going rates, and have a rough idea of, if such and such happens, is it worth even fixing? Like, that's on a smaller scale. But people really do give major life decisions over to people, to others, when, you know, a lot more thought should go into it. If you're not sure about certain, Google, you know, whatever the going rates are. Have you used AI yet to decide to give you a plan for life? You know, I'm not suggesting that you actually follow through with it, but even from an entertainment point of view, if there's a specific task, use a free one. Don't even pay for it. Use the free Chat GPT and give it a rundown of what you're hoping to achieve, and ask it to do, you know, a plan and actionable steps, or, you know, whatever of what way you should navigate. And it's amazing that it will actually give you a plan. It will give you a business plan. It will give you a life plan. Now, look, take it with a pinch of salt. I don't think certainly not the free version that I've used. I don't think it's capable of taking over from yourself, taking over from your own brain and your own self-determination. But, you know, it might be a decent exercise to help you figure out exactly what it is that you want. So use technology to help you decide on your favorite course of action, and do your homework, do your due diligence. That's what they say when it comes to investing or property. Which just basically means homework. Do your due diligence, and, you know, do your homework and figure out exactly what you reckon the options are and what is your favorite outcome. So when you go along to said specialist, said consultant, said expert in their field, you already have a fair idea of what way the conversation is going to go and what way you ultimately wish to proceed. And if they blow your mind and come at you with information that you hadn't researched enough, and they give you a completely different alternative, then absolutely switch, pivot, and, you know, have a think about it again, and then go with the suggested their suggested course of action. But if you don't have any idea in your head walking into any kind of a meeting or advisory situation, then how do you know you're actually following your own heart, your own mind, your own legacy, your own goal? You don't know if you're just being missold or not. And as I said, it's not always badly intentioned. There's much, I can't think of the expression right now, but there's much damage has been done through good intent than through bad intent. Sometimes more so, you're more susceptible to it because it's coming from a place of kindness. It's like somebody who runs over you and you're dead, you get killed, you're run over. If the person did it by accident or did it on purpose, either way it doesn't matter because you're dead. So the intent isn't really that important, it's the outcome. So keep that in mind when you're when you're getting any type of advice, or certainly even when you're seeking advice, specifically when you're seeking advice. So decide first, be strong enough. What was it that monarchs used to say? They hold their own counsel. So that means that the decision process, they listened to everybody, but the decision process was ultimately made in their mind without sharing the process with anyone until they were ready to announce their decision. So you are a monarch, you are a king, you are a queen of your own journey, your own destination, your own goals, your own desires. So act like one, decide first, know exactly what you want to achieve and know exactly what you want the outcome to be. I hope that helps. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Devane, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.